Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it is 2:26 a.m. in cold, snowy, yes, we finally got some snow, Indianapolis. We also got some sleet, and then it all kind of melted, and now it's just kind of wet on the roads. I woke up about 20 minutes ago. I actually had planned to vlog earlier today, but that didn't happen. I was gonna vlog earlier and go to bed early tonight. My day didn't necessarily go as planned at all. Do you ever have days like that? Like how I thought that my day was gonna go yesterday when I woke up is not how my day went today. But, or how I thought that my day would go yesterday when I went to sleep, it's not how my day went today, but that's okay. I was thinking of that line from Pretty Woman where she's like, yeah, I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. Actually, I wouldn't say. I would say I'm more of a, whatever she says in the movie. I love that movie so much. So, I had all these things I wanted to get done today. And I actually got quite a few of them done because we're leaving for Dallas tomorrow. So all the stuff that I need to get done for the trip, or the majority of it, I got done, with the exception of a few things, one of which is to get dog food, and I'm gonna go do that tonight, when I get done vlogging. But I wanted to get a bunch of videos pre-filmed, and I had a bunch of other things that I needed to do. I had some phone calls I had to take care of earlier today, and so when I got up, I was doing that. I was like trying to figure out around the house what I was gonna wear, what I was gonna take. I'm like the world's worst packer, and I'd initially been like, I'm just going to, I'm gonna just check a bag, and because Alex is just taking a carry-on because we're gonna be there for such a short period of time, and we're literally there for like 2 days. So I was like, well, I'm gonna check a bag because I wanna be able to have the things I wanna have. Plus I'm gonna have to take a suit for this wedding. And, but I called the hotel and they have fans. So I was like, well, if I'm not gonna take a fan with me, because I know it's crazy, but I always take a fan with me. I have like this small fan that I recently bought that, well, I have several fans I've taken with me through the years, but this one is fantastic and it doesn't take up much room. I got it on Amazon. It's like this big and it's super hardcore. Like the wind is really hard on it. But I called the hotel and they have box fans. They were so nice. She was like, yeah, we'll have it in your room waiting for you when you check in. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna check a bag because we're there for such a short period of time. So I'm just gonna take a carry-on. And, which always stresses me out because then I'm like, well, I can't really take that much stuff, especially since I'm taking a suit and a pair of shoes to wear with my suit. So I was trying to figure out what I could wear if, what I could wear with this suit. It just was a mess. I was like, what can I wear with this suit so I can wear these like oxblood colored shoes that I had gotten at ASOS, because I want to wear those out on Saturday night because we're going out to dinner with our friend and then we're going out as well. So I was like, well, what can I wear? And it's supposed to not be real warm in Dallas this weekend. It's supposed to be like 50-ish. So I was like grabbing all this stuff. I literally just right now when I woke up, I threw this pile of clothes into the washing machine because I don't want to be real rushed tomorrow, which I probably will be anyway. So Peter booked this trip real weird. We have no idea why I booked it this way, but Alex is like totally fine with it. So initially, well, I thought I had booked it for us to leave in the morning, and then we would, you know, like have the whole day in Dallas tomorrow. But I booked it so that we leave at like 8 in the evening. And we get into Dallas at like 9 something. Which is whatever. But I kind of wanted an entire day in Dallas first, you know, to shop or go out to lunch and, you know, relax and just kind of hang out and stuff like that. So I don't even know, like, Alex and I were talking about, like, what we're going to do tomorrow night when we get there, and we might see our friend tomorrow night. He gets done with work at, like, 10 o'clock or something, and so we might see him, but we're probably not going to stay out real late on Friday night because we have a bunch of stuff to do on Saturday, and that's also when the wedding is. So anyway, I was running around doing stuff today, getting ready. I had to get contacts, and because my prescription changed, so I went and got new contacts today. And then I went to Macy's twice. The first time I went because I wanted to find something to wear for the wedding, and I was there, and I was like looking at these suits, and I was gonna buy like a cheaper suit. Like, so, okay, Macy's has this brand of suit. Well, they have a brand there, and it's called INC. It's like their brand, I think. And it's like cheaper clothes. Like, a lot of their clothes, if you saw them, you'd be like, okay, this is not Peter's style. Like, it's very glitzy and sequins and stuff like that. But they have very nice suits that are just like off the rack, and they're not super expensive. But they're expensive enough that, like, I didn't want to buy a new suit if I didn't have to. I also wanted to buy Alex a watch for Valentine's Day. But he was like, babe, don't get me anything for Valentine's Day because you got the trip to Dallas. But I wanted to get him something. But everywhere I went and I looked, I went to like 3 or 4 places looking for watches. I couldn't find anything. He didn't start wearing watches until like, I don't even know, like a year and a half ago. No, it would have been a year and a half ago. Well, my dad got us watches for Christmas one year, and these like really nice like leather watches, like, you know, leather strap watches. I don't wear leather strap watches. I wear the watch my dad got me sometimes, but very rarely. It has to be like a really formal event. Alex got that, and then as a gift from one of his employers for Christmas one year, he got another watch. And so, like, he wears those 2 watches interchangeably. One of them, the one that my dad got us, has like a dark brown strap on it, and the other one has like a blue strap on it. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna get him one that's like black, and like a black strap and like a black face. And I didn't like any of them that I saw, and I like, he's so picky about stuff like that. I thought he'll never wear these watches. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend like $100 or more, because a lot of them aren't super. I didn't plan on spending a whole lot of money on one anyway. I was like, you know, I mean, you could go upwards of, you know, well, you could go up to $20,000 on a watch like that, or $100,000, you know. But I was looking at, like, I went to Nordstrom Rack, and they had some that were like 40. They had like these reaction ones that were like 49, I think. But they didn't even look like anything that he would wear. So I was like, I don't know what to do. So if I get a chance, I'm gonna go back out tomorrow and look. But I said something to him about it tonight. He was like, babe, like, I told you not to get me a present. He was like, you know, whatever. It was so, because I had surprised him with his Dallas trip. So he was like, it was so nice that you did this and whatever. So, which, by the way, I have something really exciting to announce here in just a second. So, did that, went to Macy's, looked at this suit, tried the suit on, got like real frustrated, and I hate trying clothes on. I hate trying clothes on. You know, in my mind's eye, I'm not as heavy as I really am. And so, like, I imagine what it's gonna look like, and then I try it on and it looks like something completely different, and I get real frustrated. So I was like, I have probably 6 suits at home. I have to have one that fits. Like, I haven't gained that much weight, right? Well, so I get home, okay, in the middle of all of this, it starts snowing and sleeting, and it's bad. Like, it was like quitting hour traffic. And what else did I do today? Oh, so had this, like, all these phone calls I had to make, and talked to my YouTube manager for a while on the phone, and then I had a massage at 2:30. Okay, well, It was a fantastic massage, and I got done, and I was relaxed because I had told him when I went in there, I said, like, I've been really sore lately. Like, I think I'm, like, sleeping weird or whatever. And so, like, he was like, okay, well, I'm going to do some stretches and, you know, really work you out and all that kind of stuff. So when I left there, I felt like I had just ran a marathon, and I was so relaxed, and I just wanted to go to bed. I was like, I just want to go to bed. And, but it was the middle of the afternoon, so that's unrealistic. So I went and I got coffee at Starbucks, and, which I have just like a few sips left. It tastes so good. And, before a trip, I always get real driven too. So now that I'm like up and I've slept for a couple hours, I was like, oh, I slept for like 2 hours. But in actuality, I slept for like 3.5, 4 hours. So I'm kind of like awake and alert now. And I'm like, I have to do this and I have to do that and whatever. And so I hope I can go back to sleep when I get home. So, because I have to take the dogs to the kennel early in the morning. Well, I want to take them by like 10:30, 11. So I have the rest of the day to finish packing and filming the videos that I want to film for tomorrow. Because I didn't end up filming any videos today except for my vlog, because I started getting caught up in all of this. And so I'm at the mall, and I texted Alex, and I had said like, hey, what time do you get home? Because I'm going to be filming videos late, because I was planning on doing like 3 Peterisms videos today, so that I had one for, you know, each day. And I was like, including like the travel day and stuff, you know, and I was like, I wanted to film like, I knew like my Peter Monn channel, I would probably film while I was gone. So I wanted to do like 2 or 3 like review videos, so that way if while I was there, you know, I could do one, but then I would have them filmed already, like if I just wanted to get them up. Like I like to have videos pre-filmed because I know people like look forward to watching them. And then I'm like, hey, you know what? Like they're up and I can just like, you know, post them and whatever. So, so yeah, there was that, and and he was like, yeah, that's fine, babe. He was like, no problem. I'm just gonna be like, he had packed already. His whole suitcase was already done. He was like, I'll probably just be like repacking anyway, so don't even worry about it, because he was gonna repack his whole suitcase, because he decided he wanted to take different things. He's so cute. So anyway, I don't know where I should turn this heat on. It's so hot in here, but like I need the windshield on. So, okay, so I left Macy's at about 5:30, and I'm on my way home, and I'm stuck in traffic because of the snow and the ice, and it's snowing like crazy. And I'm like, it was beautiful. I was so happy that we were getting some snow, but I was like, then it turned to ice and slush, and I was like, if this is what it's gonna be like all night long, first of all, I hope that we can fly out tomorrow, and second of all, I knew it was gonna melt all the snow, which it hasn't. It's like, some of the snow, I don't know if you can see, but it's like, can you see? It's like still out over there. But anyway, so, I got home. Did he get home before me? Oh, I got home and I let the dogs out, and I had completely forgotten to start rendering my vlog because I had left my camera in my car overnight, which I never do. I always take my camera out of my car. But for some reason, I know why, because I was listening to so much of my audiobook, because I'm trying to finish Mindhunter before I leave for Dallas, because I want to start another book when I leave for Dallas. I think I want to listen to John Grisham's The Guardians, or Guardian, or whatever it's called, Guardians. So, I am trying to finish that book, which I'm down to. I'm not going to go on and talk about the book because I said I wouldn't do that, but I'm down to, I was just listening to it. I'm almost, I have about 2 hours and 45 minutes left to listen to. So, I think I can probably get it done before I leave tomorrow. I'm going to listen to like an hour and a half tonight when I get off here, maybe an hour, because I'm kind of awake now. And then tomorrow, if I can listen to another hour and 15 minutes, and then I'll have it done during the day. But as I'm driving around, I can do that. Which, wow, I got it done pretty fast, didn't I? So anyway, yeah, so, did that, got home, was doing that kind of stuff, and then Alex got home, and it was like we were laying in bed. And I honestly, in my head, I don't know if this ever happens to you. Has this ever happened to you? Like, you think it's like 5 o'clock for no good reason whatsoever. Because, like, you know, like, okay, well, I was in traffic at 5:30. But, like, for some reason, you're just like, oh, it's like 5 o'clock. And I think it was still, like, kind of, it wasn't light outside. But it just didn't, I don't know. It didn't feel, like, late to me. And I said, okay, I'm going to go start my videos. And he said, are you going to start your videos this late? And I looked at the clock and it said 6:21. And I was like, oh my God, it's like 6:21 already. And I was like, well, I really wanted to film all this stuff. And he was like, okay, babe, I'll just stay up here. Don't worry about it. You know, whatever, get what you need to get done. So I went downstairs and I was getting ready to take the lights out. And I started uploading my vlog, rendering it. Well, no, I think I had rendered it by that point, and I was like, when I came in the door, I started rendering it. So I uploaded it to YouTube, and I sat down, and I said to him earlier, I said, see if Sarah wants to go grab something to eat tonight, because I'm like hungry. And so he texted me, and he was like, she said she had just eaten, so she wasn't hungry. So I texted Melissa and I said, hey, do you guys want to do like a double date night tonight? Or I said, have you guys eaten yet? And she was like, no, we haven't eaten yet. You know, Jason's not home. And I was like, well, would you guys like to go eat? And she was like, yeah. She was like, so what time? And I was like, how about 8:15? Or she said 7:30 and I said 8:15. And we decided we were going to go to Cheesecake Factory. That's kind of like our place that we always go to. So, because we kind of needed to talk about Miami and because we're going to Miami for Ultra in May or March, and then we're going to, I don't know why my windshield is so messy. It's like, but it feels like it's from the inside, but I know it's not. Anyway, and we needed to talk about Las Vegas too, and like some things that we're going to do out there. Because Alex is going to be at EDC the whole time that we're in Las Vegas. They're going to see Gaga the first night, and then the rest of the time, like, I'm going to be hanging out with Jason and Melissa. So we were talking about, like, if we want to do, like, pool parties and get a bed at, like, what did they say? I can't remember what the place is called. Bear, I think it's at Mirage. They get a bed there sometimes. And Melissa said the food is really good. And I'm just not really a day bed kind of person. Like, I just, and she knows that. But, like, they go and they get a day bed somewhere. It's expensive, and I think, like, unless you, like, you know, Melissa's like, well, I get a lot of food and I get a lot of diet, or a lot of Cokes, and I'm like, well, I can get Diet Cokes too, but, like, still the day bed is expensive. But at least you have a place, like, at a pool, right? They're not big layer outers either. Like, I'm a big, like, y'all know, I like to get a tan, you know what I mean? So we were talking about that. We were talking about some possible shows. We might go see the new Spiegel World show. It's called, Alex looked it up tonight. It has like a Wild Wild West theme to it. We might do that on Thursday night because Alex doesn't have to go to EDC until Friday. Or we might go see the new Cirque du Soleil show that's at the Luxor. It's called Run. So we were talking about that. But anyway, so I texted her and I was like, do you want to go to dinner? She's like, yeah. So we decided that we were going to go at 8:15. She said 7:30. I was like, can we make it like 8:30? And she was like, she said 7:30 and I was like, can we do it like 8:30 because I've got some things I need to do. I've got to run to Macy's because I was going to run back to Macy's. Oh, that was what happened. So anyway, we decided that we were going to, so then she was like, well, I'm really hungry. Can we do like 8? And I said, how about 8:15? And we were like, yeah. So we settled on 8:15. So during that time that I was upstairs and I was like, Alex and I were like sitting there and that's when he said it was like 6:21. I started going through my suits. Okay. Well, I had a suit that fit me, okay? It was a black suit. I had a black suit and I had a blue suit. And they both fit me. And they're the suits that I wore to the pageant this summer. I have no idea where those suits are. I have no idea. The black suit, I changed because the last night we had like a pizza party. And the last night we had a pizza party, like in the woman who was in charge of us in her room. So like when everything was done, we went back there and we like hung out all of us together because it was like kind of like, you know, our final night and whatever of saying goodbye to each other. If you guys were around, then you remember. So I judged a pageant this summer, and then that was like the final night. So we like changed into PJs and hung out in the room and stuff. I think I just changed into jeans and a t-shirt or whatever. So I have no idea where that suit is. That suit I may have left hanging in the downstairs bathroom at that hotel. I have no idea. I have no idea where it is. But in all honesty, I kind of like think I changed in the parking lot, because the parking lot was like completely dead, and I remember I parked around the side, and I think I was like in my car changing, but I could, and then I changed my pants inside, but I could be completely wrong. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like I was in my car, and I feel like I took my sweat, like what do you call it? I feel like I took my shirt off and I like put my long sleeve t-shirt on, and then I went inside and I changed my pants in the bathroom downstairs. Well, if that's the case, then I don't know where the jacket is. I do know that the blue one I had in the back of my car for a long time. And now I don't know where that's at. And I haven't done anything since this summer where I had to wear a suit. I don't think. I have no idea. So I have no idea where those suits could possibly be. None whatsoever. Now, I remember changing in the bathroom, because like when you walked into that hotel, the bathroom was around to the right. And I remember changing in that bathroom the last night. And I remember left my suit hanging in like the back of the stall. I remember changing in that bathroom, because I can remember like putting my cologne bottle, I had like a bag, and I put my cologne bottle inside my shoes, and I can see myself keep like grabbing my shoes and then going to the elevator. I wonder if I left my whole suit hanging in the back of that. Oh my God, that was a nice suit too. So I had to go back to Macy's. Long story short, I had to go back to Macy's, okay? And I wasn't very happy about it, because the suit, so the pants, the jacket, and then a long sleeve shirt to go with it, which I bought this black and white polka dot shirt, which I'm gonna take back. I was thinking about maybe taking it and maybe wearing it Saturday night out for dinner. I don't know. But it's basically exactly the shirts that I had before, right? You know those polka dot shirts that I wear every like time I go on vacation? It's that shirt. By the same brand and everything. But it's black and white and it's long sleeve. And the other ones are blue and white. I have one black and white one, but I haven't, like, it's short. It's a different size, too. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so it came to, like, $155. I was like, oh, I'm so over this. And Alex was like, well, at least you have a suit that you're going to be comfortable in. Because here's the thing. We're, like, going to the wedding, and then we're going to the reception, and then they're, like, all wanting to hang out that night and go somewhere. And I was like, is this going to be, like, because the wedding starts at like 6, and I was like, is this going to be like a 3 o'clock in the morning thing that I have to be in this really uncomfortable? I don't like wearing suits. I just don't like enjoying them, you know? And he was like, well, I don't really know how long it, oh my God, am I at the end already? It's going to stop. Hold on a second. I can't believe I've talked for 23 minutes already. 23 and a half minutes. So, do any of you look for that time? The 23 and a half minute time. So, I was like, and the thing is that the wedding is not close to our hotel. So I was like, I can't change. Like, you know, if we go to some like bar or something, I can't change. And then there's a possibility that we may be doing we're either doing a brunch the next day with, I don't think it's like the bride and groom. I think it's like just people at the wedding. They're like arranging, I think they're leaving to go on their honeymoon. I think they're just arranging like a brunch for the people that wanted to, that were at the wedding. But again, it's not close to where we're staying. So we have some friends of ours our friend that had the baby like a year and a half ago that Alex goes and has dinner with once in a while, she and her husband were real close with, and they're going to be there. But they're only going to be there for a short period. They're going to be there even shorter than we are. So we may go have brunch with them on Saturday. I think Alex told me they fly out Saturday night though. So I don't know, maybe not. And then we have like, we're just doing whatever we're doing on Saturday, and then we're going out to dinner, and we're probably going to go to some clubs and stuff on Saturday night, and then Sunday we fly back early, so, yeah, that's our trip. So I went back to Macy's, and I got this suit. And I got home, and I put it on with these oxblood shoes, and I said, so what do you think? And Alex is like looking at it, and I mean, I have nice pairs of black shoes, but the thing is like, they're not shoes that I would wear like out on a Saturday night with jeans. So I'm trying to minimize how many pairs of shoes. My husband takes like 4 pairs of shoes and like a carry-on. It's kind of ridiculous. He goes, oh, I've narrowed it down to 2, and the shoes that I'm carrying, or the shoes I'm wearing on the plane too. Oh, plus my Birkenstocks. So he really is taking 4 pairs of shoes. So I said, oh, you narrowed it down, huh? 4 pairs of shoes for 2 days. So, I mean, in all reality, if I wasn't going to a wedding, all I need is my Birkenstocks, because I'll wear them in the middle of snow. I had them on today when it was snowing earlier today. And then I wonder why I get sick, right? So, I don't even know what I was trying to say. So I'm like modeling the suit, right? And Alex goes, the shoes don't match. And I knew he was going to say that. And I'm like, well, what do you think that I should wear? And he was like, either black shoes or something that's going to match those oxblood shoes, because they stand out. And I was like, okay. So I went in my closet, and I think I bought these shirts maybe. You know, Alex always has like 3 Christmas parties that we have to go to for work. So I think I bought him for one of his Christmas work parties. These 2 different shirts. I think I bought one for one and one for a different thing that we were going to that week. And they're like the same shirt, but like one's like a reddish color. Well, it is red, like red and burgundy. And the other one is like 2 different it's like the first one's like 2 different red colors, and the second, but one's like a rusty red and the other one's like a bright red, and then the other one's like 2 different kinds of blues. And he said, so I put it on with the shoes. He's like, oh, that looks really nice. I really like that. And I was like, and it's red for Valentine's Day, so it's perfect. And he was like, yeah. Like, that means he could care less about Valentine's Day. And this is where the snow is really pretty out here. I don't know if you can see, but like, see? It's like we got a lot of snow out here. So then I got like the suit, you know, and you know what I really wanted to wear, in all honesty, was when I was at Macy's, I like found this turtleneck sweater, and I was like, okay, and this is where like me being heavier really is not fun. I was like, okay, if this sweater, like if I wasn't so heavy and I could wear it tighter, I could wear it with a suit, and I thought that would look so sharp, but whatever. But then I got home, and I'm like, figured out these shirts that were on the floor. Oh, at Nordstrom Rack, I had bought this really cute flannel shirt too. It's like real bright colors. I'm trying to wear some brighter colors because I always wear black, which I like black, but I'm trying to wear some brighter colors. I got this shirt. You guys, it was like $130, and it was marked down. I got it for $21. It was in perfect condition too. This flannel shirt, it's really nice. So I think I might wear that either like Friday night if we go do something, or Saturday, like during the day around town. And then I have this other sweater that I might wear out to dinner on Saturday night, but it's not like something I would want to wear to the club. And I told Alex, I said like, are we gonna be able to change after dinner? And he was like, well, why would we want to change after? I'm like, because I don't like to wear the same thing to dinner that I like to wear going out, you know what I mean? So, So yeah, I don't even know. And it was funny because our friend was like, well, on Friday night, like, if you guys get down, you know, with the wedding early, he was like, my friends and I are gonna go because I have friends that are visiting and they want to go to the casino. And and he's like, you're more than welcome to go to the casino with us. And Alex's like, yeah, I don't really like casinos. I'm like, ah! I didn't even know Dallas had casinos. I think that would be fun. So anyway, not with Alex, so Alex is like such a bore at the casino. He like takes $20 and he like sits down at one machine and he sits there and he like puts it in and then he like hits the button, and if he doesn't hit, he takes it out and he moves to another machine, and then he takes it out and he moves to another machine. It's just so boring at the casino. He thinks it's such a waste of money, which I'm sure most people do anyway. But so yeah, I'm not packed, but I basically have everything out that I need, and then I need to wash well, I haven't decided what I'm going to wear on the plane yet, but I think I'm going to wash a hoodie, and I might just wear a hoodie and call it a day. But I just don't want to be hot on the plane. So I might just, like, well, I am washing my other Champion sweatshirt right now, black hoodie Champion sweatshirt. So I might just wash this, and then these jeans, and then wear these on the plane. Oh, with my new black shoes that I haven't worn yet. I could do that. And then at least I would have a hoodie while I was there, and I would have shoes when we get back, because it's supposed to be like 20 degrees on Sunday in Indianapolis. So that's that. So tomorrow I have to take the dogs to the kennel. I have to pack and make whatever videos I'm gonna make tomorrow, which I already know what I'm gonna do for my drama video. And I already know what I'm gonna do for my review video. Well, I actually have 2 ideas for review videos, but I'm gonna have to see if I can find the second idea. If I do, I might just film it tonight and put that one up tomorrow, and then the one I was gonna film tomorrow, put on Friday. Although the one for Friday is Valentine's Day based. So I really wanted to do it today, and I wanted to get it up. I didn't really have much motivation after my massage. I was ready just to, I told Alex tonight, I said, I think then for my next massage, because I'm getting them done like every 2 weeks, I said, I think I'm gonna have to start like getting everything done before my massage that I want to get done, so I can just come home and like take a nap. I think he's gonna start going back to him too, because he's like been so excited that I've had like such a good time. And he was telling Sarah about him tonight too, because Sarah's like, I really want to book a massage, and he was like, oh my god, you should go to Peter Nice Guy, he's fantastic. And so yeah, he works on like a lot of athletes and stuff too in Indianapolis. So that's that. Okay, should we talk about the book club for a second? Let's talk about the book club for a second. Mel knows what I'm going to say. She's watching this with, what's it, bated anticipation? Is that what you say? So, my husband, sneak that he is, has been talking to Mel, my book club partner, for like the last 2 months, behind my back. They've developed a sort of relationship, it appears. No, but they've been talking behind my back, which was funny because Mel was like, oh, Alex and I talk from time to time, you know, blah, 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 whatever, like in DMs. And I was like, oh, I think he may have told me that. Because she does a lot of rescue stuff, dog rescue stuff. And so, like, she asked him to, like, share something. And I was like, oh. So one day, like last week, she was like, yeah, I think it slipped. And I don't think that she knew, like, at the time. Because I was like, how often are they talking? Like, I didn't know they talked like that. Because she was like, oh yeah, Alex and I. I was like, but Alex talks to a lot of people, you know, that I'm friends with as well. Like, he'll say to me, like, oh, Tanya and I planned this. And I'm like, you did? When did you do that? He was like, don't even worry about it or whatever, you know? So, yesterday, Alex was like, he was like, I want to talk to you about your Valentine's Day present, yada, 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 whatever, like when I get home. And I was like, okay. And I was like getting all this stuff done, and this is not today, this is yesterday. And he was like, but I want to sit down and talk to you about it. all this kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. And I thought he was gonna ask me like, I wanna get you this, do you want this kind of thing? And I was like, so we sat down and we were like in the bedroom talking. He was like, so I've been talking to Mel. And I was like, Mel, what the hell does she have to do with my Valentine's Day present? I was so taken by surprise. I was so shocked, I couldn't even believe it. And he was like, you know, you're always so nice, you book all the trips, you know, blah, 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 blah. He was like, you know, whatever trip you take on, you just like, whatever. And he was like, I really wanted to do something for you because you're the one that just like, you always are just, you do that, you know? And he was like, I wanted to surprise you and I wanted to do something for you. And he was like, and I knew you really wanted to go visit Mel. And you guys have been talking about, he goes, because you talk about her all the time. And he was like, and I know it's been like 2 years. You guys have been like doing this book club together and you wanted to see her. He was like, so I booked this trip to Phoenix for you to go visit Mel. And I was like, what? I was kind of taken back at first. I was like, when? I was like, what? When? Like, how did this happen? Like, you and Mel have been talking about this? Like, I was like, whatever, right? So Alex was wanting to go to this music festival in San Diego with his brother, right? And I was really wanting to visit his brother and his brother's girlfriend. But like that weekend, like they're gonna be going, and Alex's cousin from Las Vegas, she's gonna be there too. But they're all gonna be going to this music festival like the whole weekend. And so when Alex approached me, he was like, do you want to go? And I was like, well, I want to see Jesse and Fufu and Maya, but like I don't want to sit in a hotel room for the whole weekend while you guys are at a music festival, and I have no desire to go to this music festival. And so he was like, okay, well, do you care if I go? And I was like, I don't care if you go, no, have fun, you know, like I don't care at all. So anyway, so he booked it so that he and I fly to Phoenix together. And this is like in 3 weeks, you guys. I can't even believe it. I was so excited. Mel and I talked last night on the phone forever about it. I'm so excited. So Alex and I fly to Phoenix together because he wanted to like fly. He wanted to go with me, like for that part of it. And then we fly from, or then he flies on to San Diego. And then he comes back after the music festival and he flies into Phoenix, and then we fly from Phoenix back home to Indianapolis together. I'm so excited I'm gonna get to meet Mel. I can't believe it. We've been talking about this forever. And it's gonna be like a real low-key weekend that weekend. Although, he's like, you figure out where you wanna stay, and he was like, and I'll help with all of that, obviously, and stuff too. So, because he knew I wanted to stay in Scottsdale somewhere. So I was like, babe, don't even worry about it. I'll just get the hotel room. He was like, no, I want to help with that. I'm going to, you know, do the dogs and whatever. And I'm like, well, Tony gives us quite a good deal. So there's, but it was so sweet. He's like, I'm going to take the dogs. I'll do all this. Cause I was like, oh, I want to take the dogs. I want to take the, here we are like fighting over who's going to take the dogs to the kennel. Cause I love to take the dogs to the kennel. But that's also selfish because I get to see Tanya, you know. But he was like, well, whatever. He was like, I just wanted to make this as easy for you as possible. I wanted to do everything and arrange it. So we already booked the flights and booked everything. And so anyway, I'm really excited about it. I talked to Mel last night. I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And so we're gonna like just hang out. That's what we're gonna do. We're like gonna go to dinner. Okay, I had to pull over because the battery died. I didn't even know that it was flashing or anything. But I was talking about, talking to Mel last night. And yeah, we're just excited. We're gonna just basically like go out to dinner and we're gonna hang out and yeah, just like hang out at her place and I don't know, just go out to dinner and drive around. I'm so excited, it's gonna be so much fun. I mean, she and I are so low-key and that for a true crime book club. We're so low-key and chill that, I mean, it's just gonna be like, it's just gonna be hanging out for a weekend. I'm so excited. It's like meeting up with like a high school friend that I haven't seen in forever. But we also have some business to talk about because Mel and I have talked for quite some time about the inception of our podcast. So, that will probably be the weekend that we start talking about that. Like, because we said we're not gonna really talk about it much more until we're like in person and we can sit down and we can like come up with a name, come up with an idea and all this kind of stuff. So I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait. It was so nice of Alex to do it and plan all this and talk to her and make sure that the weekend worked for her and all this kind of stuff. So I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. yeah, so I've got some fun stuff coming up. I haven't been to Phoenix since I was in high school. It has been so long. Oh my God, the snow is like a big snow clump in the middle of the road, which is so weird because there's a snow removal truck in front of me. But I have a friend of mine that, he doesn't live there anymore, but he and his family, he was like a family friend, moved to Arizona. And so I used to go out there and visit him in the summers and stuff. So I haven't been to, well, I mean, I'm sure I've been to Phoenix, like, what do you call it? I'm sure I've been to Phoenix, like, in a layover or something like that, like flying. But I haven't been to, like, Phoenix. I got my very first pair of Birkenstocks out there my senior year in high school. And it was the summer before my senior year in high school, and I went out there to visit them. And I would stay out there for like 2 weeks, because I was friends with like the whole family. So I would like do stuff with, like, you know, his mom and his brothers and stuff. And I remember we went to like College Mall one day, and I got a pair of green suede Birkenstocks. That was my very first pair of Birkenstocks I ever had. And I still have them to this day, I think. I think I have them in my basement. I'm almost positive I have them in my basement, I know, right? But no, I have like a box of like flip-flops and stuff. I don't wear flip-flops at all anymore. It's kind of weird. Alex and I were just talking about this the other day. Like, we've gone through this whole transition where we used to wear flip-flops all the time, and now I never wear flip-flops. Like, I don't find them comfortable. I don't think they're attractive. I just don't like flip-flops anymore. And I have so many really nice pairs of flip-flops, not just like, you know, the rubbery sandal kind, but I have so many nice pairs. But ever since I've been wearing like Birkenstocks in the summer, fall, winter, and spring, I don't ever wear flip-flops anymore, which is so weird. I mean, for years I wore them and loved them. I used to wear those, I don't know how you pronounce it, Sanuk, S-A-N-U-K. I wore those forever. And I had a black pair and I had a brown pair that Alex and I, like, when I was with him, I'd wear. Those were in my thinner days. I had these 2 pairs of Hurley shorts, too, that I got at PacSun that were, I still have them. I'm, like, still hoping I could fit in them someday. They're almost kind of like suit pant material, but, like, one of them is, like, a houndstooth, and the other one's, like, just, like, this checkered plaid, but they're, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a cotton. It's like a suit pant material. And they're frayed on the bottom, and they're so cute. They're so cute on, too, when I'm in shape. But let's just say, like, right now, I couldn't even probably... I mean, I don't even know if I can get my foot in them right now. Those are part of my motivation. My motivation clothes. I was listening to something, I can't remember what it was, and it said something about that you need to throw all your motivation clothes away. I was like, oh my Lord, as if, never would I be throwing. I think it was The Secret. I was like, because if you have motivation clothes and you stay in the negative and you'll never lose weight or something like that. It talks about weight loss and weight gain on The Secret, which I thought was interesting. Of course I didn't agree with everything they said because I always think I know everything, right? So yeah. So I'm so excited. I'm going to Phoenix to visit with Mel. We're gonna have such a good time. We're having such a good time. We were gonna like surprise the book club, and because we have like the week before we have our live book discussion, right? And so we were gonna do it together, and we were gonna surprise everybody. I was like, is it not recording? Oh my God. We were gonna surprise everybody, and she was like, oh my God, that would be so much fun. And I was like, okay, but like people are gonna know from me like being out there 2 days prior, you know, to like that I'm vlogging and making videos, and I mean, they're gonna know, you know what I mean? So we're gonna do a couple videos together. She's gonna obviously be on the vlog, and then we're gonna do a booktube video together or 2. And then I told her I think I want to do a video. What do you guys think about me doing a video on like my Peter Monn channel about, like, you know how like Arlena and I did the one, if like we did a video but not a Q&A of me, but basically of just like talking about how we met online and like the positive sides of online friendships, you know, like, you know, what is it, in real life, IRL or whatever, friendship, you know, like from online to, you know, from online to in real life or whatever, and like talk about like how our friendship like has, I just think that would be kind of a fun video. I don't do stuff like that over there very often, so I'm gonna do that. I think that would be a fun video for Mel and I to do. Because she's like one of the very first, well, she's probably, of all of the people, that's not true. That's not true. I would say I have one or two other people as well that I have made really good friendships with, like her, online. But she and I talk more now than other people. I'd say I have like one or two other people, yeah, that I talk to really regularly and that we've met completely online and that I would just call them my diehard best Judies now. And I know one of them watches my vlog, and she knows that because she just texted me something about my vlog the other day, and I love her dearly, and she knows that. I think we always want to put such a negative spin, you know, on the internet. And, you know, I'll talk about how, like, Twitter can be toxic, and this can be toxic, and Facebook can be toxic and stuff, too. But I think, like, there's a lot of positive that comes from it, and I think it just depends on how we choose. I mean, obviously, it's given me a life, you know, like, making videos on YouTube has given me a life. Beyond my wildest dreams, as I say, but it has. I mean, I never knew this would be my life. And, I never would have ever possibly thought that this was my life. So, there's that. But, like, I think we also live in an era today where anything... Okay, I need to say this the right way. I don't know if this will make sense. I mean, with the exception of, like, master's level professions like law, medicine, where you have to have, like, you know, doctorates or medical degree or master's degrees and things like that. I think most creative outlets, now, I'm not talking about being technically trained, okay? Not technically trained. But most creative outlets that you want to pursue, if you really want to turn that into something that A, is a passion, and then you have a platform to do it, there's millions of ways to do that. If you even want to take that platform one step further and possibly turn it into a career with opening shops or selling your artwork or crafts on Etsy or, you know, singing on YouTube or whatever you want to do, like, you can, today, you can take the internet and you can use it to your advantage, not just to market what you do, which I think is what it was all used for so long, which was so boring, but you can take it and you can use it to, like, catapult your passion into, like, a money-making thing in your life so that you can live off your passion. This is the first time in the world that we've ever really seen this. So I'd say the last 5-10 years, you know, not 10 years ago even, you know, in the last 5 years, we've really seen the start of that. And I'm not talking so much about, like, Instagram influencers, you know, I hate the word influencer. I'm not talking so much about, like, stuff like that, although that is something, you know, like, I have a very good friend of mine that's a model. And she went to go do castings at Miami Model Week, or Miami Swim Week, or whatever. This was years ago. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And she said to me, and she was a successful model. I mean, she was like one of Wilhelmina's top models. And she said to me, she got down there and she said, I can't compete. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, first of all, I mean, Peter, you know, like, every girl looks exactly the same. Every girl has, you know, is 5'11" to 6'1", has hair back in a ponytail, amazing bodies. Okay, every single girl. And then the only difference is our hair color, you know, our race, things like that, age. She goes, but we're all kind of within the same age group. And she goes, but the way that these girls are winning is their Instagram following. And she was like, and I know that the majority of them are buying followers, which I think this is why engagement changed. Because she said to me, she goes, they're all buying these followers. She was like, I've, thought about like, should I buy followers? And I said, don't you dare do it. I said, like, once you lose your integrity, you can never get it back. Like, you can't, like, my dad had taught me that, you can't, once you do that, it's like, don't do that. Like, you have a profession that you built with your portfolio of modeling. Don't just hand it over, by doing this. And she was like, yeah, you're right. And she got casted in a couple shows and stuff. But it was so frustrating her at the time because she was like, these girls are buying 20, 50,000 followers on Instagram, and it makes it look like they have this huge following, right? So then if you're a fashion designer and you want your stuff shown, and they're gonna put their picture up on their Instagram to their 70,000 followers, then it would be smart to cast that girl, right? So they're looking at what your Instagram following is like, which is why these people that have, whatever. But let me tell you something that's interesting about this. So if any of you out there follow my husband's Instagram, you guys know that my husband loves fashion. I mean, like, he is diehard, loves fashion, okay? And he's not one of these people, like, I love, like, couture fashion. I love, like, the ateliers from, like, France in the 40s and stuff. Like, I love fashion like that. Like, watching, Zach Pose. Like, I follow Zach Posen on Instagram. Like, his gowns are gorgeous to me. I love watching, like, the making of a dress. I love, like, the pattern making. All of that is so interesting to me because that's what I really wanted to go into. So that's the kind of fashion that I like. Streetwear fashion and things like that, I think it's cute. I think it's fun. I think of that more as like what I want to wear, but my husband is like, he's really into the streetwear fashion. So, not streetwear, that's not necessarily the word I'm looking for. Back in the day, we would have called that streetwear, where you just take a picture of somebody on the street. Like, there were a lot of magazines that would do that. Like, in the back, they just have like 20 looks of the day. Like ID magazine that I used to love back in the day, they did that. I think it was called something on the street or something like that. But he just loves, like, putting looks together and whatever. And his looks are cute, but they're similar to other people. Like, he loves this Justin Livingston, who's like an Instagram model, and Yummer Time, the gay couple. They all dress kind of very similar, and Alex dresses like that too. So he loves to put these pictures together. Okay, my husband has like 9,000 Instagram followers, okay? His engagement is unbelievable because Alex literally responds to like every person that comments on his pictures. And he likes it, and he's like on it. I mean, Alex is obsessed with Instagram. He loves it. And I'm happy, that he has something that he enjoys like that. I cannot tell you how often my husband has reached out to, okay? He gets more brand sponsorships and brand deals contacting him than I would ever want to imagine. Now, I would say the majority of them, they don't want to pay, but like, they're like, exchanging product for a post. But Alex is like, I'm not going to be making the money. I mean, I wouldn't be making money off this anyway, and it's something that I really like, or it's something I believe in, so why wouldn't I do it anyway? And he has such a, like, he really likes, because he comes from, like, the field of marketing and advertising and stuff, he really likes thinking about, like, how can I turn this product that they want, me to show into, a thing, and he'll, like, research what the product is before he, like, accepts it to see if it's something that he believes in and all this kind of stuff, and he's really interested in it. But, like, the fact that he has 9,000 followers on Instagram and his engagement is so high, I think is why so many people contact him. And I think the engagement thing has changed a lot, because back in the day, it was really just about numbers. Like, people just looked at those numbers and thought, oh my God, they have 200,000 followers on Instagram. But then they would get 20 comments on a picture, Have you ever known people like that? I've known a lot of people like that. That I would look at their Instagram and I'd be like, well, the comments and the likes don't necessarily match this. I've also had people say to me, straight up, like, yes, I bought likes, followers, and comments on Instagram because I wanted it to look a certain way. And then once it got up to look that way, then people just started following because they thought it was natural, and so I started getting natural followers and whatever. think all that's really interesting. You know, I always was just like, when I started YouTube, I've been accused so many times of buying subscribers. And I'm like, anybody that knows me knows I feel like that, especially other YouTubers know that I feel this strongly about it. That when I started YouTube, it was deliberate that I said to myself, because that was like a huge thing at the time that I started YouTube. People were like buying subscribers and likes and all this kind of stuff. I remember there were, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There were these girls, I remember, that were accused of it on YouTube. It was like a drama story when I very first started. I don't even know if I covered it or not. But anyway, when I started my YouTube channel, I decided that whether I had 50 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, I wanted to know that each of those people had subscribed to my channel. Like, I wanted to know that that was a number. Like, that was a person that was hitting the subscribe button. Because that way, I would never lose sight of the fact that each one of those numbers over there was an actual person. And I wanted to know that that number was real. And when you start buying subscribers, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You lose sight. And you have to remember, I was older when I started too. So like, don't get me wrong, it would be nice to have 10 million subscribers, but that was like, I never thought that could ever be possible. If you had said to me like, oh, you'll have, you know, 20,000 followers or subscribers on the vlog channel, I would have been like, you're crazy. Like, I never would have believed that, right? So, and it's not because I don't believe in myself, it's just because I just never really thought of it that way, you know? So, yeah, and like, there's no, like, whenever it's brought up to me, I don't defend it because there's no reason to defend that because I don't really care either way. If somebody wants to think that I bought subscribers, I can think I bought subscribers. But that's why I wouldn't do it, because I don't, like, I want to know that that number is that. And now, YouTube did something real interesting the last year. The number, if you go to my channel, like if you go, I don't even know how many subscribers this channel has. I have literally no idea. I could make a guess, and I think I have like 24,000 or something. I don't even know. But, like, let's say if the number is like 24,321, okay? You guys see 24,000, I think, on the channel. You either see 24,000 or 24,300. I think it's 24,000 though. But we, on our end, we see 24,321. We see the number. When you go into the creator app, you can see it. So we see something completely different than what you see. We see the exact numbers. Which, I think it's good that it took it away. Yeah. How did I get talking about that? I was talking about Mel and going to Arizona, and then I somehow talked about... Oh, I was talking about in online friendships versus in, you know, all of the good that comes from social media. But I think that, you know, like recently, I had thought about... Like, I've always loved photography, okay? Loved photography. I took every, like, sophomore, junior, senior year, well, junior, senior year, I think I took intro to photography maybe my sophomore year, I don't know, but junior, senior year of high school, both semesters, I took photography. It was like my thing that I focused on in high school. I loved photography. I loved nothing more than being in the darkroom. And is that what it's called, the darkroom? Yeah, that's what it's called, isn't it? Am I losing my mind? And being in there, and you know, like, doing different techniques to photos, you know, like, or photographs, you know, like, this was the old school days when you would take, like, you know, like, photography, and, like, you would go in there with your roll of film, and you would cut it up, and you would, you know, you do it in a pan, and you would have the big, you know, 8x10 photo paper, and then, like, I mean, and it would expose it. It was, like, back in the day. Do you remember that? It was so much fun. But I have loved photography ever since then. One of my favorite things I've really, really loved is portrait photography. And I've really wanted to get into doing black and white portrait photography. But not like glamour shots. Like, we were at Chuck E. Cheese for our nephew's birthday. Sebastian's birthday. Alex and I were sitting across from, I was sitting across from Alex and his grandma. And his grandma was kind of like sitting in the corner. And wherever she is, she never takes her coat off, which I absolutely adore. She never takes her coat off, right? And so she had this coat on, and she had a cold. And at one point, she was like digging through her purse, but she had like she had found a Kleenex. She had this crumpled Kleenex in her hand, and she was like looking at this tube of lipstick, and she was looking at it like to see which color it was on the bottom. And so it was her like holding this Kleenex, but like with this tube of lipstick. And I was like, that would make such a fantastic photograph. Like, it captures her perfectly because she's such a beautiful woman. And she has like this very cool hairdo, and it just was like kind of like perfectly wavy that day. And I thought, and she had this coat on that was like, when my Aunt Kathy died, I gave like she and Alex's mom some of my aunt's like nicer things that because they were like, you know, I was like, we're just gonna throw this stuff out or donate it if you guys want it. And so my aunt had this one black coat. I always think of my aunt in this coat, but it has like faux fur. It's black, and then it has like faux fur trim on it. And she had that coat on that day, and I was like, this would be such a fantastic black and white photograph. You know, it just like really captures her soul, I think. And so that kind of got me started a little bit. I'd been thinking about it before that, but I had told Alex, and he's like, oh, something else, you know, that you're gonna, another project. And I was like, well, listen, because I decided that if I was gonna do it, that I would start it and I wouldn't tell anybody. That I would literally just, I don't even know what I would call it, but I would just start this Instagram account where I did black and white portrait photography, and I never like said anything to anybody that it was mine. I just did it for fun. So I did. And it has, I think something like 1.5 million. No, I'm totally joking. I haven't started it, but I have wanted to start it. You know, like I've really thought a lot about it. Like I think it would be really, really fun. So at some point I might do that. But I think social media offers us the ability, if you choose to look at it this way. Oh my God, it was at the end, I didn't even know it. Social media gives us the ability to pursue our passions and our dreams. And it doesn't have to be for a profit. It doesn't have to be at all. But, you know, also ways to interact with people. You know, it's like, okay, here's a good example. You know, I love to try these different Starbucks drinks. Well, there's all these people. I follow one of them. I think he's called like the Micro Barista or something like that. He has a huge following, but every day it's like a different drink, right? And I follow some TikTok people that like are baristas at Starbucks showing different kinds of drinks, you know? But like, you know, like Mel loves to knit. She has like a knitting Instagram, or crocheting Instagram. I think it's, I don't know. And in all honesty, sometimes I don't know if I know the difference between knitting and crocheting. But she has, excuse me, this, I think it's crocheting. Anyway, but she probably looks at other Instagrammers, you know, and gets ideas for, you know, like things she could make or yarn that she could buy and blah, 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 whatever, you know. And I think there's a lot of that, you know, like Alex looking at other, you know, Instagrammers that like are into the same kind of clothes that he is and similar things like that. And I think that, you know, we can find inspiration for what we do, but still doing something that we love, you know. And then on top of that, the possibility to maybe make some money off of doing something that you love. You know, I've always thought it was interesting that we want to criticize people for making money off of what they love, right? And it's like, if I asked you, what is the one thing in life that you love to do, okay? Like if I said to you, like if you asked me, like, Peter, what are some things that you are absolutely 100% passionate about? And I said, well, I'm really, well, recovery, but there's not really, I mean, other than working in the field, there's not really a way to make money off of being sober, you know what I mean? Unless I wrote a memoir, okay? I could write a memoir. But if you said to me, what are some things that you're really creatively passionate about? And I said, well, I'm really passionate about, and it it doesn't have to be creative. It could be athletic. It could be whatever, you know? Sudoku. It could be crosswords. It could be whatever. If you said, Peter, what are some things that you're really, really, really passionate about? Well, I love to write. I'm very passionate about writing. I'm very passionate about making videos. Obviously, I have 5 channels, possibly going to be 6 soon. Although, I have to say, I haven't really thought much about the cooking channel, so I don't really know if that's going to ever happen. I'm just kind of keeping it in the back of my mind, simmering, so to speak, like a cooking channel. But, you know, like, and then, you know, if somebody said, okay, now, what if I told you that you could live financially and pay your bills and have a good life doing those things that you love? Why would anybody say no to that? So you're telling me that I can do what I love and I can, like, provide for my family and pay my bills with that? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, that's fantastic, right? And I think that social media, Instagram, YouTube, even Twitter to some degree, you know, whatever, TikTok, Facebook even, there's a lot of people, oh my God, who's that, Melissa and I were talking about her tonight, that Sarah Gibson, is that her name? Delightfully Sarah Gibson or whatever, and she sells that stuff on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about? She has like that pop-up shop on Facebook where she sells like clothes. She's got the real long nails. I showed her on here one night. I can't think of what her last name is, but her whole like thing is called, but it's something Sarah Gibson. I think it's Sarah Gibson. I cannot start watching her because I'm so obsessed with her. And I'll like type in and I'll say things like, Melissa and I sit there and we like lose our mind because she's like selling shoes. And she's like, okay, I got a size 9. Who wants a size 9? Size 10? Okay, Dolores in Kansas City, you got the size 10. Size 10 and a half. Who wants a size 10? She's so hilarious. And she has these really, really long bedazzled nails. And so like Melissa and I will be sitting there and I'll be like, I'm gonna type something, she'll be like, no, no, no. And then I'm like, Sarah, I love your nails. Are they for sale too? And like, she won't even comment. I'll be like, hi Sarah, it's Peter. And she won't like say anything. She says hi to everybody else. And I think the thing is that, you know, like, I think often we're afraid to try those things because we're like, well, I'll look stupid. Like, I think that's one of the big ones. I'll look stupid or I'll be unsuccessful. Who cares? Who cares? You didn't think I had both of those fears when I published my book? You know, when it was done and it was going to the publisher, or when it was going to the printer, ready to go, I was like, this is it, you know? I'm still like, I think to this day, there's like 24 editorial ads in my book. I mean, the editor went over the book with a fine-tooth comb. And the thing is that I find editorial errors in books all the time now because I'm so keen at editing, like when I read a book. But you can't see it in your own stuff sometimes, you know? I edit it, my publisher edited it, and there was an editor that edited it. And there were still errors that came through. They're minor. They're real minor errors. It's like a misspelling of a name twice, you know, like a comma not used here. But like, it adds up. And, but I can remember I was nervous. I was like, what if people hate it? What if people think it's stupid? You know, what if nobody gets it? What if it's this? And I did receive criticism on it, you know, and it was fair criticism that I received. And I knew, like, it wouldn't be the greatest book I ever wrote, but I knew I needed to write a book to get me started. I honestly thought after that, I would write 2 books a year. I thought after this is it. 2 books a year, 2 books a year, 2 books a year. And it has been 6 years. This April, it's been 6 years since I've written a book. Maybe that will be my anniversary. Maybe April. Because I don't think we're going anywhere in April unless we go like for a weekend to Miami or something. So I think April is going to be my goal to really get started. I mean, I've been writing here and there, but to like really get started with that again. But you know, ask yourself, what is your dream? What's your passion? And how can I start it? Is there a way that I can start it? Is there a way that I can like put it out there? And because I really want to do this for fun, you know? Mel does all her book reviews on Instagram. Like, she'll put a book cover and then she'll write the review underneath it. which I think is fantastic because I don't even post on my Bookstagram hardly ever. And there's all kinds, you could do that with movie reviews. You know, it doesn't have to be every post you make on Instagram, you know? There's all kinds of things that you can do. You know, and even if it's not something with social media, what are your creative dreams at home that you like to do? Do you like to do thrift store things? You know, go collect things at a thrift store? Do you like to collect things, period? You know, any of these things that we can do, I think are really, really, you know, I don't know, I think it just makes our life more full. So ask yourself, like, what are those things that I love to do? What are those things that I'm passionate about? You know what I mean? All right, you guys, listen, I am going to get off here now. And I'm going to go to Meijer and get the dog food. I actually vlogged longer than I thought I was going to vlog tonight. So I'm going to go to Meijer and get dog food. And maybe a shirt to wear on the plane tomorrow. If I see something that I have to have. And then I'm going to listen to a little bit of my audiobook. It's getting late, though. I mean, I need to get to bed. But I'm, like, awake now. I'm awake. Louise, are you awake? I'm awake. That's from Thelma and Louise, in case you didn't know. That book, or that movie has been on my mind the last 2 days because of that. There was something else I wanted to tell you guys. Something else big deal, but now I can't remember what it was. So it'll just have to wait. But anyway, I'm going to get off here now. And I hope you guys are having an amazing, what is tomorrow? Thursday. I hope you're having an amazing Thursday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Really enjoy it. Do something fun. Pursue a passion of yours. It makes your life more fulfilling and fun and exciting. And isn't that what it's all about anyway? Like, shouldn't we just really be enjoying life? Like, taking, you know, the biggest bite out of our life as possible. I always used to, like, compare life to, like, taking a bite out of, like, a really juicy pear and just, like, the juice getting everywhere, you know? And it's, like, the flavor is so deep and it just being, like, so, you're just, like, so into this, like, amazing piece of fruit. Like, I think that should be what life is like, and chasing after that, you know? And just making the most of it and always trying 50 things and all this kind of stuff, you know? And, yeah, and if nobody else has told you this today, oh, also do something today that will make yourself proud when you look back on it 5 or 10 years from now, and you're like, I'm really proud that I made that change that day. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, and you do your daily positive affirmations, and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you matter, you are worthy, you are a good person, you are a good person. Today is going to be an amazing day, and 2020 is going to be your year. 2020 is going to be your year. I have to make sure I'm looking in the mirror when I say it. You are fantastic. Absolutely. What's that? Oh, absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Did you guys ever watch that show back in the day? And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else. Woo! The cookies are done. The heat is so hot in here. Make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how much you mean to them. Make sure that you do little random acts of kindness throughout the day today. Also, pick up the phone. Call somebody up, say, hey, I was thinking about you. You mean the world to me. I'm so glad that you're in my life. You really impact my life positively. Or if you just see somebody out, somebody that you see every day, let them know as well. And I think that's it. Yeah, the little random acts of kindness. Don't forget that too. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I love you. Bye. Love ya. Had to get in one more. I love you. Bye.